Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I have another mystery unboxing from my friend on Facebook that's been hooking me up with a lot of WWE Blu-ray releases that he makes for me. Really good dude. I think in the past we've done all of the Coliseum home video complete collection, which a lot of people were interested in. I also picked up where it left off with the end of the WWE the WWF to WWE video until their dying day. And then also the complete WCW collection. So as of now, I think I got like a best of the new generation or something like that. But I know I picked up some more sets that I just can't remember what they were. So once we finally get to the goods here, we'll start breaking those out, man. These mean a lot to me. I went over this when I talked about the Coliseum on video. I would love to have all of the Coliseum on video VHSs in my collection. My main problem would be, honestly, where am I going to put them all? And then how am I going to cover all the funds that were to get them? So the way that I thought about it, basically, was I'll just buy all these at once. Yeah, it's going to cost me a couple $100, but there's a lot of tapes in that Coliseum on video collection that are going to cost me $100. And so, I mean, I would go into the thousands of dollars to pick it up and have nowhere really to put them or show them off. And then comes down to it, if I buy that valuable of a tape, where am I going to play it? Am I going to be, worrying that every time I stick it in a VCR, the VCR is going to eat it? It's not like they're making, they might be, but it's not like they're making VCRs. They're selling them at freaking Sears anymore or anything like that. I do remember getting these, and I was excited when I asked them for them. The cases look really, really nice. I'll tell you the truth, honestly. Let's start with the AEW stuff, because there's more of them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the pay-per-views that AEW has ran. I think, well, All In's not on DVD as of yet. I'm hoping that now they'll have an actual one come out. Now that Ring of Honor is owned by AEW, I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. But then again, the main event match was Cody Rhodes, so maybe they're going to want to sell their history, especially with the first show being there and all. But we'll see it. But right here, we have All In on Blu-ray, and you might be looking at it, wondering why it needs that thick of a case. And this right here is basically because it comes with all of the shows that were ran during All In weekend during the first Starrcast. If you can remember, they put them on pay-per-view on the internet. So the Starrcast event looks like it's just the actual first disc. And then basically you're going to go into a Monday Night War debate, Elite Karaoke with Marty Scurll, Papa Buck's Jam Session, Botchmania with Matthew, Busted Open Radio with Diamond Dallas Page, Busted Open Radio with Cody Rhodes, Medusa Unthrottled Live, WHW Monday Live, 4-Star Stomach, Total Nonstop Jarrett, the All-In Press Conference, Cody and the Young Bucks Q&A, Starrcast Vendor Room Walkthrough. We've got Wrestle Crap Live. I apologize. Wrestle Crap Live, the War Games Retrospective, the All-In Weigh-In Press Conference, the Roast of Bruce Pritchard, the Raven Effect, Stranglemania with ICP, Spin My Days Karaoke, the All-In DDP Workshop, Remembering Andy Kaufman, the Cody Rhodes interview, 1, 2, 360 Degrees of the NWO, the Death of WCW panel, Primetime Wrestling Live, Keeping It 100 Live, All In Pre-Show, All In 0 Hour, All In 2018, after the show, the Young Bucks interview, fan cam angle 1, fan cam angle 2, All In after party, Chris Jericho after All In. The Art of Wrestling Live, Story Time with the Young Bucks, Ringside with Jim Ross, The Lapse Fan, Why It Ended Live, All Us, 6 episodes, Being the Elite, 5 episodes, NWA, 10 Pounds of Gold extras. Then we've got different Twitch streams and interviews, podcasts, stuff like that. So I'm really pumped to see this. As most people know, I love wrestling podcasts. And Starrcast, basically they bring in lots of shows with guys that are on the podcast, a lot of guys that are involved with Conrad's network, and I've never seen them. Seen clips on YouTube, and now I found a way to get them all. But the same thing with Full Gear, 2019. We've got The Road to AEW on TNT, Countdown to Dynamite, AEW Dark episodes, and then we get into Starrcast 4. And the actual Full Gear show. So like I said, with these things, I don't really need the actual event itself, but having the actual Starrcast stuff is worth all the money in the world to me. Same thing with this one. We get 2 discs of All In stuff here. Then we have Starrcast 3. This one doesn't have the stuff listed on there. And then you got the actual All Out show on the end. We've got Double or Nothing. 2019, this is Starrcast 2. Being the Elite, Starrcast 2. Double or Nothing, and AEW. Right there. This last one is going to be Ric Flair's last match, Starrcast 5. This is the one that caught my eye, and then I was like, well, if I'm going to buy one of them, I might as well just buy all of them. But we've got Black Label Pro, The Roast of Ric Flair, GCW, The People vs. GCW, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, Insight with Chris Van Vliet, The Sessions with Renee Paquette, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Music City Mayhem, One Last Ride with the Horsemen, 30 Years Later with the Hitman, Foley is Pod, Soraya, Turning the Page, Click This with Kevin Nash, What's Next with Johnny Gargano, The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, Ric Flair's Last Match pre-show, Ric Flair's Last Match event, and I think this is just like internet stuff right there. So that's right there. That's Starrcast 5 right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have all of those. And then this right here is the Best of Raw. Uncut, uncensored, uncooked for the old school wrestling fan. This is the best of the new generation. So the best of 93 through 97 right there with the old school magazine-like cover. Then you got Diesel on the back, the longest reigning WWF champion of the 90s. You think about all the runs that, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, all those guys had. None of them were as long as Diesel's. But you got Yokozuna's reign of terror continues. The Lex Express rides into SummerSlam, drives over all challengers, but is at the end of 2 dudes with attitude, talking about Diesel. Then you've got Paul Bearer turns on The Undertaker, a change in attitude and a birth of a new era, Austin 3:16. Kane's debut up there in the corner. You've got looks like they're by year. Best of 93, best of 94, 95, 96, and then 2 for 97. I know that WWE came out with that best of 96, so I wonder how hard it was for him just to have basically one disc of the best of 96 when WWE came out with their, it might have been 2 discs or maybe 3. But then again, these are Blu-rays, so they might have been able to just pack a whole lot more in there. The highlights from the back of the box includes Flair vs. Perfect, loser leaves WWF. Razor Ramon vs. The Kid, Bam Bam Bigelow vs. Bret Hart, Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal of 93, Yokozuna vs. Earthquake in a sumo match, 1-2-3 Kid vs. Bret Hart, Diesel vs. Lex Luger for the Intercontinental Championship, Bull Nakano vs. Alundra Blaze for the Women's Championship, Razor vs. Owen for the IC, Jarrett vs. Diesel for the WWF belt, Owen vs. Bret, no holds barred match of 95, Isaac Yankem vs. Bret Hart in a steel cage, Bret the Hitman Hart vs. Bob Backlund of 95, Yokozuna vs. Vader, Triple H vs. Razor Ramon, The Warrior vs. Isaac Yankem, Stone Cold Steve Austin vs. Jake the Snake Roberts, Owen Hart and British Bulldog versus Shawn Michaels and Psycho Kid. Vader versus Bret Hart in 97. British Bulldog versus Owen Hart for the European Championship. Psycho Sid versus Bret Hart for the Steel Cage Championship. That is my favorite Raw match of all time. It's one of my greatest Raw memories. That happened right before WrestleMania. Bret and Sid are wrestling for the championship on Raw in a steel cage. At one point, Austin comes out, and then Undertaker comes out because Austin actually wants to help Bret, because if Bret becomes champion, then their match becomes a WWF Championship match. And Undertaker has to come out, because if Sid loses the championship, he's not fighting for the championship at WrestleMania anymore. So it just, the foes become friends for a moment. And then at the end is when Bret just loses his shit, goes batshit crazy as they're taking the cage down. Vince tries to interview him in the ring, and, Bret yells out, "This bullshit! You screwed me, he screwed me," and all that jazz. So we've also got Owen versus The Rock. Austin and Shawn Michaels versus Owen and Bulldog for the tag titles. Shawn Michaels versus Mankind. Triple H versus HBK for the European belt. That's the Christmas show of 97. So right there. This is going to be a damn good set. The best of the new generation. You got Bret and Shawn there on the thing. This is going to look really nice sitting on the shelf. Sets, no one's going to know what you got, but damn, you do. Good shit, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The guy asked me not to really put him out there because he doesn't want the wrong people to find out. And I completely understand. We've talked about this 1,000 times in the past, but I'm glad I got these in my collection. Peace out, guys.